It's been a long day without you, my friend, and I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. We've come a long way from where we began. Oh, I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. When I see you again.
Damn, who knew? All the planes we flew, the things we've been through. Then I'll be standing right here talking to you about another path. I know we love to hit the road and laugh, but something told me that it wouldn't last. Had to switch up, look at things different, see the bigger picture. Those were the days, hard work forever pays. Now I see you in a better place. How can we not talk about living my feelings all that we got? Everything I would do, you were standing there by my side, and now you gon' be with me for the last ride.
It's been a long day without you, my friend, and I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. We've come a long way from where we began. So I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. When I see you again.
First you both go out your way, and the vibe is feeling strong. And what's small turn to a friendship turn to a bond, and that bond will never be broken. The love will never get lost. And when brotherhood comes first, then the line will never be crossed. Established it on our own when that line had to be drawn, and that line is what we reach. So remember me when I'm gone. How can we not talk about living with memories all that we got? Everything I would do, you were standing there by my side, and now you gon' be with me for the last
Hello, my name is Luke Sines, and I want to welcome you to the promotion ceremony for the class of 2018. We want to honor this great country by beginning our program with the Pledge of Allegiance. Please stand. Place your right hand over your heart. Ready? Begin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please be seated. Before we begin the ceremony, let me go over a few important reminders. First, please silence your cell phones. The directions for dinner at the turnip rows are located in the back of the auditorium. We will need to leave immediately after the promotion ceremony to make our 7 p.m. reservation at the turnip rows. The class of 2018 will be waiting for you at the basketball court after the ceremony. Arjun Vij will now be leading us in the invocation.
Good evening. May your life be filled with the joy of friends and family, and may each day bring you the pleasures and deep rewards of love and friendship. May you always have someone to hold on to as a source of comfort and peace in good times and bad. May you experience the joy of achievement and the excitement of meaningful challenges. May you stay humble in victory and gracious in defeat. May you find joy in the things that matter to you most, and may you bring joy to those who need it. May your responsibilities still leave you with the time and freedom for the people and activities that provide your deepest satisfaction. May the end of every journey provide a chance for reflection and appreciation for parents, relatives, friends, and teachers who helped you along the way. May you always find it in your hearts to give thanks. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to introduce to you the director of Fairmont's Anaheim Hills Campus, Dr. Kevin Rafferty.
Thank you, Aya. How about a big round of applause for all your boys and girls up on stage? Don't they look great? Yes. They really look sharp, all dressed up, and you've done a great job raising them. Big night tonight. Your children here on stage are literally our future. Who knows what great accomplishments and contributions to society that these graduates will make in the years to come. Well, good afternoon, boys and girls, moms and dads, grandmas and grandpas, aunts and uncles, other friends and relatives. We're so glad you could be here for tonight's 2018 Anaheim Hills promotion ceremony. Fairmont Private School is a great place to learn. We talk about how it's cool to be smart. Well, as future members of the high school graduating class of 2022 and the college graduating class of 2026 and beyond, we're happy to celebrate this milestone and share in your accomplishments with you today, and we're so happy that all of you could be here as well. Moms and dads, I know for many of you, preschool through 8th grade, these are incredibly important formative years for your child, and I'm guessing for a lot of you, these years have literally flown by. I was talking to Mr. Hernandez. It was like a blink. It was kindergarten, and now it's 8th grade. My wife and I have 3 children of our own, and moms and dads, at this point, by show of hands, how many of you up on stage have your oldest child up here on stage? Let's see a show of hands. Your oldest? Now, how about it's your youngest child up here on stage? Perhaps your only child. And if you're like me, one of your middle children is up here on stage. All right, cool. Before we go on, I'd like to acknowledge many of our special guests that are here, and I know that a lot of teachers took time out of their busy schedules, and by that I mean former teachers, not junior high teachers, but people from all the way back to preschool and early elementary grades and other elementary grades. If you're one of our Anaheim Hills teachers in the room, would you please stand up so we can applaud you and thank you for your service to the boys and girls on stage? If you're from the business office, and I know there's a few of them here, please stand up so we can acknowledge your presence here this evening, and thank you for being at Anaheim Hills. I know I saw Mr. Mendoza, the headmaster at the prep. He's here. Please stand, Mr. Mendoza. Thank you for being here. And representing our North Tustin campus, I know that Mr. Calabria is in the room. Matt? All right, thank you. Thanks for being here. We have a lot of people here at school behind the scenes that deserve a word or two as well, and they would include people like Mr. Aloya, who you'll hear more from, but he's our assistant director here on the campus and works primarily with grades 5 through 8. And then we also have Mrs. Sherry Lynn, who's upstairs doing the videotaping of today's event. She handles grades 1 through 4. And Mrs. Talia Lerma, who handles our preschool program. And it's great working with them. We have Tanya Chavez, who does all of our registrar work, and for the future, if you need transcripts or anything, she'll be helping you with that. Ashley Westland, our admissions director, is right here, and so is our activities director, Vicki Mantell. Thanks for being here tonight. Appreciate it. So helping to make Fairmont great, want to thank all the teachers in preschool through elementary, as I said, and our specialty teachers too. I know Mrs. Vogel is here, and a lot of the people who work in specialties are happy to see today. And I'd like to also thank our phenomenal team of teachers in junior high that cares for your children more than you'll ever know. And Mr. Aloya is here. Where's Mr. Aloya? He's over on this side. We've got Mr. Arias, Coach Arias, Mr. Babiar, Mrs. Conklin. Congratulations on your new baby. And Ms. Beislein, who filled in so well for Mrs. Conklin this year. Mrs. Gilbert, Mrs. De Leon, Mr. Lai, Mr. Malone, and Ms. Rapp. You guys are awesome. Thank you. Yes. Teachers and staff, I want to say thank you for all your countless hours that you've worked before, during, and after school, on the weekends, like this past holiday weekend, grading and all that you do. Our students here on stage will forever reap the benefits of your efforts. So thank you for doing that and continue to do so in the future. Boys and girls on the stage, your teachers have poured their literal heart and soul into helping you become better young men and women. And just like your own moms and dads, the teachers love you more than you will ever realize. And I know that you yourselves, as students here at Fairmont, have poured your own heart and soul into your own education. It's not easy here at Fairmont, and congratulations to you for performing so well. Moms and dads, I would be remiss if I didn't thank you for doing the most important job in the entire world, and that's being a great mom or a great dad. Thanks for taking an active interest in your child's education. Thank you for helping with all those different various homework assignments and giving the necessary prod to get things done and all of that. But when you're here on campus for events, it really sends a very powerful message to your kids, even when they're this old, that they see you knowing that involvement in their education is important, and continue to be involved in your child's education. And I want to thank you for your support of Fairmont Anaheim Hills. For those of you with younger kids here at school, we look forward to working with you in the years to come. For those of you who this is your last year, and there's a fair number of us in the room, this is like the end of an era. It was P3 or whatever grade we started. This is the only school you and your child have ever known. And you go off into the high school land for many of us, to schools other than Fairmont, Fairmont Preparatory Academy, and want you to know that having spent all this time here, for those of you going to other places, we wish you the best. If somehow things don't work out, know that you always are welcome back at Fairmont, and we welcome you back with open arms. A special thank you also to all the moms and dads who are here with us this evening, hoping that when you made that decision years ago, the proof is in the pudding on the stage right now. Heard one of the grandmas and grandpas in the hallway talking about, we came to see the finished product. And they turned out pretty darn well. And back to the kids. We love your kids, and we'll really miss them. As your campus director, I've been very impressed by the academic, athletic, and artistic abilities of your boys and girls, as well as by their camaraderie, their strong character, and their teamwork. And as you know, for those of you who have been here a long time, they're literally like an extended family. They know exactly how to push each other's buttons, and they do it pretty doggone well. But you know what? Fairmont is so fortunate to have had this great opportunity, and they're remarkable people. And based on the impressive accolades of the young people on stage here and the quality values, I am certainly very confident that you will be among the very brightest and most talented freshmen on your high school campuses, and that you will continue to be extraordinary throughout your college years and on into your future work and your life. Lastly, we're so fortunate to live in the United States of America, the greatest nation on earth, where literally you can become anything you want to be, provided you're willing to work really hard for it and you're willing to do whatever it takes to get there. My recommendation, do your very best. Do what's right. Treat others the way you want to be treated. Take personal responsibility for everything you say, and take personal responsibility for everything you do. In closing, boys and girls, on behalf of everyone at Fairmont Anaheim Hills, we want to extend to you our warmest congratulations on your promotion, and we wish you every success in the future. We're so proud of each and every one of you. Sincere best wishes. We will miss you. Enjoy your journey in life, and please come back and visit. Thank you.
Ella Davidson and Natalie Rodriguez would like to share some fond memories of our time here at Anaheim Hills.
We have enjoyed forming friendships and creating memories here at Fairmont, and we would like to share just a few of these memorable moments from our years here.
Some of us entered preschool with poise and confidence, ready to take on the world. Aya's mom had prepared for a tearful goodbye on the first day, but was left standing alone as Aya strolled into class without so much as a goodbye. Others of us had a bit of a rough time, as we learned to navigate our expanding social lives. One particular incident of playing My Little Ponies with Alexa, Izzy, and me ended with me throwing a pony at someone's head. I guess I didn't like the color. Kale's dark side began to show early, as he would run over the other kids while riding bikes on the playground. JK had a good beginning, but a pretty painful ending. On the last day of JK, Riley was carrying Aya across the monkey bars when Riley dropped her, breaking Aya's arm and putting her in a cast for the entire summer.
Actually, Riley completely denies being involved.
Don't even get them started. Kindergarten brought new faces and new challenges. Shayana spent the first 2 weeks sitting on the ground under the monkey bars crying since she was having a little bit of trouble making friends at her new school. We may not have many memories from the second grade, but we can't forget the time that Josh called Jacob Mr. Stupid, causing him to push Josh from the frustration of this name calling. Skipping to fourth grade, we performed the production of Gold Rush, where Arya sang Nina's lines during a solo, becoming the star of the show.
A memorable moment in 5th grade was the morning of our Walk Through American Revolution event. Sherry walked into class, late, with a giant purple bump on her forehead because she was hit by a gate. Classic Sherry. Sadly, she didn't remember her part for the production, and she couldn't play Martha Washington. Luckily, Felix saved the day and took the role of Martha. Oh, and how can we forget the legendary lip-sync battle between Mr. Loy and Miss Watkins? When that amazing battle was over, Miss Watkins came out victorious, crushing Mr. Loy in the well-deserved vote. 6th grade was one of our most memorable years. We arrived at school ready and excited to embark on our junior high journey. Let's not forget the awkward moment when we realized that the girls were taller than the boys. Although, not much has changed since then. Fast forward a few months to our first dance, where almost everyone paired up to slow dance for extra credit. Let's just say that caused a little bit of drama. Then came the winter sing-along, where we had a very serious talk from Dr. Rafferty about not behaving during the assembly. He discussed the dreaded D word, a word that is used by many parents. Disappointment.
There were some iconic memories that we can't forget from the 7th grade, like when the fire alarm was set off in the school from a failed attempt to flip a water bottle on top of the alarm. One distinct memory was getting kicked out of the California Science Museum since somebody decided to jump and touch the Endeavour spaceship after being told not to by a few signs around it. On our Florida trip, some memorable moments included playing soccer in the hotel rooms, snorkeling, kayaking, and best of all, Jack's reaction to when he fed the tarpon. Near the end of the year, we learned about the human reproductive system, which included bursts of laughter, uncomfortable moments, and some pretty awkward glances.
Then came our last year at Fairmont, where we proudly walked the halls of junior high, being the oldest students on the campus. Towards the beginning of the year, we learned about World War II and the many events that occurred. Many of us remember when Aya thought Germany was our ally. Sorry, Aya. On our DC trip, we learned about the great wars and battles that have built our country. We encountered cold weather, long bus rides, countless museums, and Sean's annoying rubber chicken. On the topic of Sean, we can't forget his drinking experiment before PE, where he combined Gatorade, Pixie Sticks, Mountain Dew, and a double shot of espresso, leading him to throw up. Another memorable moment was when Alex found a swarm of bees flying into an electrical box. He thought it would be a great idea to sit next to it and poke a chopstick inside of the crevice, thus causing a bee to fly into Alex's shoe and stinging him on the bottom of his foot. Lastly, one of our favorite moments in 8th grade was Felix's speech on reflexive verbs in Spanish. Let's just say, eso fue muy interesante.
By sharing just these few of many memories, we hope to have sparked a flame of recollection. Has all that much changed? We still are just as lighthearted as we were back then, just as determined, although in different ways. and some of us still speak in broken English.
This wonderful group has been together for life, and I believe that we have passed the line of friendship and turned into family. The people who have helped make these amazing memories will hold a place in our hearts forever. Thank you.
Jake Wynn will perform a song on the piano by Flo entitled Sign. Ms. Stephanie Conklin, one of our ASB's advisors, will now come to the podium and recognize the ASB presidents from the 2017 and 2018 school year.
Good evening. ASB is a junior high organization led by elected student officers. This dedicated group of students spend countless hours planning and carrying out fun activities for our junior high students. They are responsible for putting on dances, planning spirit days, providing lunch activities, conducting snack shack, and gathering feedback from the student body on ways to improve their junior high experience. In addition to their duties, they act as leaders, encouraging school spirit and displaying good character. Students who volunteer to lead as ASB president, vice president, secretary, treasurer, or homeroom representative must campaign and be elected by their peers. Presenting a speech in front of the entire junior high is quite a daunting task, and I admire anyone who is willing to do so. So I congratulate all of the members of our ASB cabinet from all of the years. Tonight, I would like to recognize the students who served in the role of president for this school year. These students were determined to serve their classmates and leave a lasting impression on our campus. I'm extremely proud of the hard work and commitment that these leaders have shown during their terms. Our fall term president, Arjun Vij. And this year we had a slightly unique situation for our 8th graders, and we had 3 spring term presidents, Shayana Foratan, Aya Mohammed, and Natalie Rodriguez. Thank you very much.
I would like to invite Mr. David R. Jackson, President and CEO of Fairmont Private Schools, to give a few remarks to our class.
Thank you very much. Boy, that is bright. I can't see anybody out there. Each year, it is truly an honor for me to look into the eyes, as I've been doing, and see these faces so full of potential. I'm also excited to think of just what is in store for each one of them as they move on to high school and the future that is so full of promise. Because of your exceptional education that you've received at Fairmont, you are more than prepared to take on anything you face at the next level. And I know that you will take on each challenge you receive with the remarkable gusto you have shown each day here at Fairmont. I encourage you to dream big and believe wholeheartedly that you are capable of achieving those dreams that you set before yourself. When I look at you, I don't just see 8th graders about to become 9th graders. Rather, I see faces of game changers, individuals full of passion and determined to impact society in truly incredible ways. I see confidence that you might not even know now exists. And I see the brightest future waiting to be lived out. Know that I believe in you. Your teachers and administrators believe in you. Your family believes in you. But most importantly, you must believe in you. I hope you remember my BHAG presentation. And for those of you that don't know, BHAG means Big, Hairy, Audacious Goals. I know that if you set those BHAGs and work very hard, do all that you can, and never give up, you will reach them. And again, I believe in you. I know you can do this. At this time, I'd like to continue one of my favorite traditions and recognize those students that have been here for quite a few years and ask you if you would now stand if you've been here since preschool. Wow. Those of you that joined in kindergarten, would you please stand with them? The rest of you stay standing. If you joined in 1st grade, okay, those of you that joined in 2nd through 5th grade. Wow, that's almost all of them at this point. Those of you that joined in junior high. All right. Congratulations, you are amazing, and I'm so glad that I've got to know you for all these wonderful years. You can be seated. I'd like to also continue another tradition that is starting to get stolen away a little bit by the students sharing some of their funny stories, but each year I ask teachers to share with me some of the great experiences that they had with you in the classroom, and I'd like to share a few of those with you now. Ella, Mrs. Gilbert said every single day you offered to help after saying good morning with a huge smile on your face. Then one day in the 7th grade, you were very quiet and you didn't smile. She asked if you were okay, and you said yes, but there was no smile on your face. And just a few minutes later, you ran out the door and got real sick. That was the only day she remembered not seeing a great smile and seeing your fantastic attitude. So I guess it's no fun to get sick, is it? Caitlin Mueller. Mrs. Butts said you were a tremendous kickball player going all the way back to 1st grade. You continued to be a serious competitor throughout on the field and in every way that you do. So continue your great hard work. Jack, Mr. Aloya, remembers when you were in 5th grade, after Halloween, there was a plastic spider left in the room. He delicately placed the spider on your shoulder without you realizing it. When you finally noticed it, you let out a scream that echoed throughout the school. You were terrified, but you were such a great sport after that, and you continue to tell that story to others. Josh, Mrs. Reyes remembers that when you started Fairmont, you did not know any English. And she remembers thinking, oh man, this is going to be a challenging year. And it was, but you did it. You ended up not only learning English and Spanish, but you did it so well. What a great job. Sean, Mrs. De Leon, said that at the first dance of the year at the prep this year, you were in awe of all of the free snacks and decided it was a great idea to fill your pants with 12 packs of Chex Mix snacks. They all could not stop laughing when we saw your pants literally overflowing with Chex Mix. When asked why you did this, you said, I thought it was a buffet. You just take as much as you want. Max, Mrs. Watkins in 5th grade remembers how you could lighten up the mood in the room every time. You would crouch down on the side of her desk and poke your head up and say, hi, with a big smile on your face. And you'd do this over and over again before she finally sent you on your way. You helped remind her that there is always time for happy moments in school and in life. Josh, Mr. Vogel said you would try to bargain with him so that you could bypass the requirements for each assignment in his digital art class. Actually now, some of the rules he has in place came from you arguing with him about his expectations. You provided a new way of introducing the rules while bantering with him with just the right amount of sarcasm. Kale, Mr. Aloya said you are a fantastic rock climber. He went climbing with you and your family on multiple occasions, and you were the best climber of the bunch. You even climb competitively and compete against students who are 2 and 3 years older than you. Aya, Mrs. Reyes said you always had a smile on your face and would always greet her with a big hug. You continued to greet her in your junior high years. You acted so cool, but did not choose to ignore her. Alexa, Mr. Arrayes shared you have a pull-up presidential record for the entire school. As 8th graders this year, Kale tried his best to beat you, but could only do 26 push-ups or pull-ups to your 27, so you still hold it. Keep trying, Kale. Luke, Mr. Butts, remembers when he returned to school after having his son, he excitedly told the class, I named my son Luke. You were beaming from ear to ear. Obviously, you think Luke is a pretty cool name. Dagny, Mrs. Reyes said you were very studious. You never wanted to make any mistakes, but were always nervous when you had a test or quiz. That would make her nervous also. She never gave up trying to help you, but she's worried that it's probably never going to work. You're going to continue that way. Ella, Aya, Sanchez, and Natalie, Mr. Aloya, and all the rest of us were very impressed with each of you as you developed, planned, and created a garden in the Anaheim Hills preschool. And when you did, you ended up receiving the Silver Award from the Girl Scouts for that great achievement. You make us all very proud. And Shiana, Natalie, and Aya, Mrs. De Leon remembers when you 3 girls proposed running for junior high ASB president as a trio. She was hesitant, but you articulated all of the positive aspects of this so well that she couldn't say no. You proved to be so well prepared and were always responsible and did such a great job. Riley, Mrs. Harmon said it has been one of her greatest pleasures to see you grow into an amazing reader and book lover. It's always rewarding to see when everything clicks, and it did for you. Once that happened, you turned into one of the most avid and proficient readers that she's seen in her 24 years here at Fairmont. So I hope you keep reading like that. Devin, and Caitlin. Mrs. Reyes said, "Oh, you three. You three made her give out homework slips like crazy." She also remembers you were all loved to play bingo, and that you would all raise your hands when she called out a word. She got so excited because you actually knew every one of the words that she was asking you for. And Alex, I remember the first time that I met you. I heard you speak, and I was absolutely blown away because I knew you had just learned English, and I couldn't even hear your Ukrainian accent. I have forgiven you for not agreeing to speak Russian to me. I tried many times to speak Russian, and he kept saying, "English only, English only." I love being able to share these personal stories each year, and I know that as I talk to the teachers, they have made such wonderful connections with their students that they remember these things over all these years. I also know that years from now, you 8th graders will look back fondly on your time here and know that your remarkable Fairmont teachers helped set you on the path toward lifetime success. As you leave today and embark on the next chapter of your education, take with you the wonderful memories that you made in these hallways and in these classrooms. Your time here has helped to shape you into the person you are now. Let the lessons you've learned and the growth you've had over the years instill great confidence within you that you are capable of more than you ever know. Dream those big, hairy, audacious goals and don't ever give up. I want you to know how incredibly impressed every time I see you act, every time I see you play, every time I see you talk and hear you talk. You don't seem like 8th graders. You don't seem like high school kids. I hear talks in college that aren't as good as yours. And you are just amazing, and I'm so proud of you and so happy that you've gotten this far, and you're gonna help rule the world for all of us. Thank you all very much for being a part of Fairmont.
I would like to introduce our junior high assistant director, Mr. Ralph Aloya.
Thank you, Aya. Arya Marwaha began his trek through Fairmont Anaheim Hills as a kindergartner. During his time on this campus, he has become one of the school's most decorated students. As a 7th grader, he led his pentathlon team to a first-place finish in the Super Quiz competition, while also taking home 8 individual medals, including the team's Perseverance Award and 2nd place individual overall. This year, his pentathlon success continued. Arya earned medals in fine arts, math, science, and social science. He also repeated as the team's Perseverance Award winner and finished 3rd overall as an individual. However, Arya's accomplishments do not end with pentathlon. He finished 2nd in this year's junior high spelling bee and was awarded the grand prize at the 2018 school science fair. He then went on to compete in the Orange County Science Fair for building an electronic soil moisture sensor that runs through the means of a solar panel in order to conserve water. Additionally, he's been a valuable member of Anaheim Hills' soccer teams since 4th grade. It is my pleasure to introduce to you the class of 2018 salutatorian, Arya Marwaha.
Good evening, ladies, gentlemen, family, friends, and fellow classmates. Tonight marks the end of an era, we are leaving behind the days of crying preschoolers and shy kindergartners who are learning to adapt to the world around them. We are leaving behind the days of second and third graders who fought over whose Pokemon card was better. We are leaving behind the excited and crazy sixth graders who eagerly rush to their new lockers in excitement. Class of 2018, how lucky am I to have something that makes saying goodbye so hard. We've laughed, we've cried, we've fought, and we've loved together. Tonight, we celebrate the end of our junior high careers and also the beginning of a new chapter in our lives. To explain what a salutatorian is, I turn to urbandictionary.com. A salutatorian is the person who just missed being valedictorian by a few GPA points. A very miserable person indeed. Second place is the first loser. However, everyone here tonight is a winner, because by the end of tonight, we will cross this very stage and be graduated. Without doubt, 3 to 5 minutes is definitely not enough time to express my gratitude and cherished memories of my 9 years here at Fairmont. I would like to thank every single one of my wonderful teachers here, beginning from kindergarten until now. Specifically, there are a select few who have stood out in my experience through junior high. Not only have these teachers academically prepared all of us students for the future, but they have also instilled lessons about character and morals that have impacted and shaped us into who we are today. Firstly, I'd like to acknowledge Mrs. DeLeon, who has always inspired me to make the best version of myself. Despite your occasional scoldings in Spanish class, you always have looked for the best in my character and taught me the trait of self-discipline. For these reasons, I would like to say, gracias, Señora DeLeon. To my highly esteemed and regarded math teacher, Mr. Malone, I view you as a father figure. In my years of having you as a teacher, you've always kept your eye out for me, whether I knew it or not. Thank you for rapidly developing my academic and personal skills beyond what most teachers are capable of doing. I'm going to miss you so much next year, for I need someone like you in my life. And finally, a special thank you to Miss Rapp, who couldn't have prepared us any better for our upcoming years in high school. Even though we complained about so many tests and quizzes, along with all the homework you jammed into our busy schedules, I'm sure all of us appreciate your efforts to help us, or at least I think we do. Your dedication and willingness beyond others to teach us for our benefit every single day is something special. On a personal note, to my wonderful and extraordinarily hard-working parents and brother, your love and dedication is matched by no other. Your wishes for me have always been that I prosper and succeed, not only academically, but also personally, and you have helped develop my character into what it is today. I am forever grateful for all of you. Finally, I cannot help but close with a heartfelt acknowledgement of my dearest friends and classmates who we are about to part ways with. There are many paths the members of this graduating class will take during their high school careers. These paths may cross and diverge, but do not be fooled. Everyone in this very room has the power to be successful. At the same time, you should not expect everything to be handed over to you on a silver platter. You must work hard and aim high to achieve the very best in everything you do, because that is the very foundation upon which success is built. Winston Churchill said it best. Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. Tonight's graduation is more than just liberation from middle school. Whether we've enjoyed unfettered success or the disappointment of crushing failure, tonight we celebrate everything, all of our ups and downs, all the friends present or not, and all of our memories as a class. And most importantly, tonight is a celebration of the future that is awaiting all of us. God bless this class of 2018, and God bless America. Thank you.
Excellent job, Arya. Let's hear it one more time for Arya Mawaha. It is rare to meet someone who is both extremely talented and has an unmatchable work ethic. For me, this list only includes 3 people. My younger sister, Lindsay Aloya, who earned her PhD at the ripe old age of 28. My friend Alexandra Tasic, who completed law school and passed the bar at the age of 25. And this year's valedictorian, Alexa Lay. In the 4 years I have known and taught Alexa, she has consistently demonstrated a graceful and humble intelligence that has repeatedly earned her director's honor roll status. Alexa has also wowed myself, her teachers, and her classmates with a work ethic that is so dedicated and precise that it makes you question how she is able to maintain it. She has consistently set the bar high for herself and exceeded it. In addition to being a tremendous student, Alexa has also demonstrated the highest character during her time on the Anaheim Hills Campus. She greeted me and the rest of her teachers every morning with a smile. She set an example for younger students on a speech and debate team as one of this year's captains, and she is a role model to many younger students in the school. Please welcome to the podium the class of 2018 valedictorian, Alexa Lay.
My parents have always told me that they don't make music like they used to. I mean, although my dad, he's pretty hip and cool when it comes to listening to today's music. We can even share the same playlist sometimes. But I guess every generation feels that the music of their youth is the best music ever made. Certain songs can bring back those special moments in our lives that we have forgotten. Other songs can inspire us or help us relax. But what every single different type of genre of music has in common is that they all bring people together, no matter who we are or what culture we are from. As I was preparing for today's promotion, a very special song, a song that I've not heard in a very long time, took me down memory lane. This is a song that my parents, especially my mom, this song would always get to her. They would always get really emotional whenever they heard the song. And that is because that is a song that my mom dedicated to me when I was a little girl. So thank you, Mom. But the lyrics of the song echo the sentiments of my parents, and I would imagine other parents as well. For parents want their children to be happy, do well in school, stay out of trouble, and just go on to do amazing things as adults. I have to admit, when I was growing up, I've heard the song multiple times over the course of the years. But I never truly understood what the lyrics of the song actually meant. I still have a long way to go. But as a 13-year-old girl standing in front of you today, I can proudly say that I do have a better understanding of what the song truly means. So let me share with you the first part of the song. I hope you never lose your sense of wonder. You get your fill to eat, but never lose that hunger. May you never take one single breath for granted. God forbid love ever leave you empty-handed. I hope you still feel small when you stand beside the ocean. Whenever one door closes, I hope another opens. Promise me that you'll give faith a fighting chance. And if you get the choice to sit it out or dance, I hope you dance. I hope you dance. The title of this song is I Hope You Dance by Lee Ann Womack. This is a song about overcoming adversity and just accepting things as they come, but always making the most out of life. These are the gift of words that for all of us, from whether we're crawling or walking, to one day, dare I say, wanting to fly away. This is a song about giving heartfelt and hard-earned advices, and it's about gratitude. Especially about the little things in life, appreciating these things, because we may not notice them on a day-to-day basis, but when you think back, this will make a big part of your life. So, on this note of gratitude, Mom, Dad, Ryan, I'm so thankful to be a part of you all, our very own little symphony. I can't remember a day that went by without you asking me if I was okay, or telling me you loved me, or even just giving me a hug whenever I was feeling sad. Mom and Dad, I cannot thank you enough for everything that you have done for us, putting the two of us ahead of yourself, and because that is what has allowed me to end up to where I am today. Speaking on behalf of my classmates, I would also like to thank all of the parents in the room, because they have just shaped all of our lives. You are the ones that have made the long commute,
So thank you for putting up with all of the difficult employees, or business partners, or clients, or patients. Thank you for doing all of this just so that we can have the cushioned and easy life that we have now. I am so thankful, and my classmates are thankful as well, because you have done so much to mold us and shape us into the people we are today. You could have chosen to invest in another house or another business venture, but you chose to invest in us instead, and we can never be grateful enough just to thank you for all that you have done. So thank you for allowing us to embrace life and experience the sentiments of the next part of this song. I hope you never fear the mountains in the distance. Never settle for the path of least resistance. Living might mean taking chances, but they're worth taking. Loving might be a mistake, but it's one that's worth making. Don't let some bent heart ever leave you bitter. When you come close to selling out, reconsider. Give the heavens above more than just a passing glance. And if you get the choice to sit it out or dance, I hope you dance. I hope you dance. Over the years, I've had so many great teachers and mentors that have really shaped me into the person I am today and helped me become and help me stand where I am. These are the people that are truly inspiring. They come in early, and then they stay late. I even see them on the weekends preparing for open house. They are just preparing the lessons, but not only for class, but also for the school of life. They are the ones that have taught us responsibilities. You are the ones that have allowed us to make our decisions and our mistakes as well. You have my absolute respect for putting up with each and every single one of us, including the boys. I know they can be a handful sometimes. But speaking of boys, junior high teachers, my brother Ryan, and he's right over there, by the way, he's entering junior high next year, so please take good care of him. The last part of the song speaks to my classmates and myself. Time is a wheel in constant motion, always rolling us along. Tell me who wants to look back on those years and wonder where those years have gone. Classmates and friends, looking back on our life, we have done so much together. We have learned together. We have laughed together. We've celebrated birthdays together, and we've shared happiness and disappointments together. It's crazy amazing to think that we have all practically grown up together. I hope that in the future, you will live the life that you deserve, a life that you are proud of, one that you can look back and have no regret whatsoever, going back to what the song says about time is a wheel in constant motion. And if we could dream a little, a life where we're all just living on sandy beaches with amazing air blowing through our hair, turquoise waters, and clear blue skies, us singing at the very top of our lungs. Experiencing the past 10 years with you all has been a truly magical experience for me. When I look back at my childhood, I will always remember these moments, these little moments that just have made up an integral part of my life. And I will hold these moments close to my heart. Thank you for truly making this a remarkable journey. Remember when we were growing up? Our parents and grandparents, they would always tell us these stories about how we had to walk miles and miles just to get to school. And they had to overcome all of these hardships in their life to get to where they are now. I'm finally beginning to think that these stories are really true. I get it now. I finally understand what the song really means. The days are long, whenever we're taking a test or we're taking notes in class and we're just really bored. But eventually, when we look back at our life, the years are really short. Going back to what the song said earlier, the years go by really fast. And I always want us all to cherish these moments and hold on to these little things that have made up a big part of our lives. I hope by sharing the lyrics with you all that I have inspired you and reminded you of all the times that you've been tempted to sit out rather than dance and take those chances. Classmates and friends, as we are accepting our diplomas today, Mom, Dad, parents, and mentors, I promise you that I will dance, and I hope that my classmates will dance with me. Thank you so much.
Natalie Rodriguez, will now present the class gift.
It has been a tradition for the 8th graders to leave the school a gift at promotion. We wanted our gift to leave a lasting and practical impact on future students. And so, we have chosen to purchase a refillable water bottle station for the junior high. These drinks are on us. We hope the graduating class of 2018 will be remembered for helping to make our school more green. Dr. Rafferty, will you please accept this gift on behalf of the class of 2018?
Ms. Susanna DeLeon will now introduce the recipients of the Cougar Citizenship Award. This award is presented to the 8th graders who best display citizenship. The award was voted on by the junior high teachers.
Good evening. As teachers, we're not only tasked with educating our students, but also with helping them become good people and to learn to make good choices for their future. I have the distinct privilege of teaching most of these students for 3 years. And so I get to see them develop into young adults ready to navigate the world as high schoolers. This year, we as teachers have chosen 2 students who we feel have shown good citizenship consistently throughout their years here at Fairmont. It is my privilege to recognize the recipients of this year's Cougar Citizenship Awards, Natalie Rodriguez and Max Feynman.
Sean Patel will perform a song on the piano by Cornelius Gurlitt entitled Scherzo in D minor. It's now time to go back to the future. Shayana Fortan and Devin Gandhi are going to share with you how the class is doing 20 years from now.
May 30th, 2038. Dear Dr. Rafferty, the students from the class of 2018 are all together tonight for our reunion. It is the first time we have been together since the promotion ceremony at Anaheim Hills 20 years ago. We decided to write you a letter and give you a very quick rundown of what everyone is doing from our class.
Just cruised through Hollywood, and one of Fairmont's graduates is the talk of the town. Ella Davidson has made quite a name for herself as the voice and production sets of numerous box office hits. Her patented action, cut, and stand by are synonymous with box office successes.
Speaking of Hollywood success, Bella Hernandez just landed her dream job at TMZ, writing the column Bella Ganatella, allowing her to combine her two passions, stalking celebrities and her cell phone. Bella's breakthrough came when she landed an inside interview with an old friend, leading her to her famous article, Rodeo Drive Hairstylist by Day, Cold-Blooded Government Assassin by Night, the Jacob Eusebio story. The article revealed that Eusebio the Exterminator travels the globe doing America's dirty work. His patented technique usually involves luring the target in under the premise of extravagant locks and ends with them staring down a throwing knife.
After a much heralded collegiate career at Cal State Fullerton, Max Feynman's dream finally came true. He was a first-round draft pick in the MLB draft. He manned center field for years for the San Francisco Giants until his career came to an abrupt halt. It was the bottom of the ninth in the NLCS with the bases loaded, down a run, and Max at the plate. He struck out while refusing to swing. He was blacklisted and would never play another inning again. Why, you may ask? They were playing the Dodgers, and he wanted to play a part in them finally winning a World Series in his lifetime.
A champion for fair treatment for all, Shayana Fortan became a victim's right lawyer for any group or individual being discriminated against. She worked many high-profile cases which garnered the attention of the nation. It wasn't until a discrimination case was filed against her did the tables truly turn. Her 7th grade math teacher brought suit on accusations of fat shaming and inappropriate impressions that were culturally insensitive towards the teacher. Rocked by the scandal, she resigned and became a backup dancer in music videos.
Fresh off his Character Counts Award, Devin Gandhi made a career of his two passions, basketball and arguing. Shortly after graduating college, Devin received a lifetime ban from the Staples Center for arguing calls with the officials from his courtside Lakers seat. But Devin's love for the team couldn't die. His antics were so beloved by Lakers Nation that he received private donations to fund travel and tickets to every away game to heckle from the stands. His strategy worked as the refs would assume he was a home fan and would assess technical fouls to the home team, much to the chagrin of Devin.
After his wonderful portrayal of the chicken in Moana skit at Spirit Day, Josh Gotra tasted fame and developed a craving for the limelight. His aspirations turned to reality as he took his talents to Broadway. During his successful career, he played numerous animal-related roles and won Tonys for the following most famous performances: Timon in The Lion King, Snoopy in You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown, and Donkey in Shrek.
After blazing through undergrad and law school, Alexa Lay set the Southern California judicial system on fire, rising through the rank, first as a high-profile lawyer and then as an elected judge. She demanded no nonsense in her courtroom and became infamous for her staring into your soul glare. The entrance to her courtroom even displayed a sign that said, "Don't want to get locked away? Watch your tongue in the presence of Your Honor Lay." She was just recently confirmed by the Senate and will become the 9th Justice of the Supreme Court of the United States.
While attending med school, Jay Quinn's studies suffered as he was lured in by the world of online gaming. He dropped out to become a professional gamer. After reaching the top of the world rankings, Jake finally found his way back to the medical field. He became the famous voice at the end of all the major drug companies' commercials that detail all the warnings and side effects associated with each dose.
After graduation, one of our graduates took on a few entrepreneur ventures. After failed stints as a professional tarpon feeder, kayak guide, fish and chips cart, and shrimp shack operator, he finally found his calling as a travel agent, opening up his own business with the famous catchphrase, "Don't know where to head to? Hit up your boy, Jack Lou." Just name the country and Jack can tell you where to stay, where to eat, and everything about the transportation system for anywhere in the world. His picture collection is rivaled only by Google Maps.
So true. After leaving Fairmont, one of our graduates uses his gift of gab to build the most powerful used car dealership in Southern California. Going by the slogan, "Get a deal the size of the Titanic, shop premium used cars by Manic." Millen used an unrivaled used car dealership in Irvine.
Some people are overachievers, while some underachieve, and some are content with simply achieving. I ain't about to try Kale Mai used his intelligence to secure a mid-management position in the Department of Agriculture. What does he do there? He doesn't even really know. But he clocks in every morning at 8 a.m. and never stays a second past 5 p.m., and they pay him handsomely. When offered a transfer to a more prestigious job with more responsibilities, he gave his patented grin and said no.
Pele, Ronaldo, Neymar, all one-name soccer stars. Add to that list, Boss. After leading Laos to the second round of the 2030 World Cup, Ketisak Mitpasong finally got a transfer to the most prestigious team in the Premier League, Manchester United. An instant fan favorite for his ravishing lightning speed footwork, the Red Devils nicknamed him the lovable Laotian lad.
Using his debating skills and immense intelligence, Arya Marwaha entered the court system and became a very successful, high-profile defense attorney. He was flawless in the courtroom and had an unbelievable 99.9% win rate, but it was that 0.1% loss rate that still haunts him to this day. His client, which also happened to be his best friend in junior high, was obviously guilty as he was being tried for violating the Good Samaritan law. Overseeing the proceedings was his junior high intellectual rival, Judge Lay, who found in favor of the prosecution.
After a successful high school and college career, Caitlin Muller was drafted first overall in the WNBA draft. Caitlin went on to star for the LA Sparks, but could never reach her full potential as she always arrived to the arena late and never played a minute of any first quarter in her entire career. Regardless, she still went on to become a first ballot Hall of Famer.
After traveling the world following college, Ayo Mohammed wanted to change the world. She's worked the past few years at the United Nations on Israeli/Palestinian peace talks. Unable to find peace in the region for over 80 years, Ayo was on the brink of sealing the deal and all but ensuring herself a Nobel Peace Prize. Unfortunately, her hatred of using math caused her to overlook a small arithmetic error that brought the sides even further apart.
Alex Olson's transition to a new country went flawless, but his affection for his homeland never faded. His business, Alex's Annotations, builds on his love of American literature as he translates American literary classics into his native Ukrainian tongue.
Ralph Lauren, Calvin Klein, now add Sean Patel to this long list of celebrity designers. While working his way through college pursuing an engineering degree, a late night at the movies changed his life. He was caught trying to smuggle snacks into the movie and was escorted out. Steaming mad, he went on to invent clothing specific to hoarding food. The product is known by the famous line in its commercial, "Shh, don't tell. Hidden Snacks" by Sean Patel.
Zara Razak became a custom jean designer for A-list celebrities. The company, Holes, got off to a late start, but skyrocketed up the sales charts to rival all the biggest brand names in the industry.
After a sharp rise up on the international rankings in the world of fencing, Firas Qureshi was on cloud nine as he qualified to represent the United States in the 2028 Olympic Games in LA. He gained international fame and shame for instigating a five-country all-out brawl at the opening ceremonies and was banned from the Games for life. He rebounded shortly after using his love of sports and debate to host his own call-in sports talk show on ESPN, titled Talk Seshi with Firas Qureshi. The show's ratings his show was a ratings phenomenon and became infamous for the 12:12 p.m. daily segment with his arch nemesis called Firas and Lou at 1212.
Sherry Roth turned her passion of baseball into a career as she became the first female first base coach in MLB history. Her tenure lasted only one game, as in the first inning, she got into a fight with a Philly fanatic for mocking her. After her coaching career ended, she took over Roth's signature cloths from her brother as the business shifted into a very successful clothing company, producing only pajamas.
After becoming the Willy Wonka of junior high taste buds, Natalie Rodriguez took her success operating Snack Shack and turned it into a billion-dollar corporation to rival the likes of Starbucks and McDonald's. Her oddly named company, 2 terms but only credited with 1/3, provides food and drinks pretty much at every concession stand around the country.
Luke Sainz made headlines around the world when he solved one of the most famous mysteries in modern-day history. Luke, a world-renowned handwriting analysis expert, correctly proved that Ted Cruz is a notorious Zodiac killer. He still runs his own private handwriting analysis firm, where frequently assists the FBI to help decode mysterious ransom notes. His company's motto, "No one outshines the expertise of Mr. Sainz," is legendary in the handwriting industry.
During college, Riley Sanchez had a brief stint as a Starbucks barista until she was fired after 1 week on the job for writing insulting comments on the customers' cups for their outfit choices. Post-college, Riley scored a job at Humane Society, taking steps to ensure the proper treatment of animals all along the West Coast. She became notorious for her verbal tongue lashing on whale poachers on the hit TV show Whale Wars.
Following their love for math and science, Nikhil Shah and Zoe Della Longa both chose to follow their passion for education after college. Nikhil currently teaches Algebra 1 and coaches soccer. Anytime he's having a rough time with his job, he still seeks out his brother Rohan for advice. Zoe is in charge of substitute teacher evaluations. Her evaluations come as a surprise to the teachers, as she is able to observe a class without them ever realizing that she was there.
After graduating high school, Stephanie Siegler followed K-pop group BTS on tour. After a few years traveling the concert circuit, she finally settled down and became a very successful author of anime. Her work, based solely on the adventures of cats, drew a cult following.
After switching majors 24 times in her 4 years of college, Jordan Simon finally walked across the stage, beaming with pride, pocketing a liberal arts degree. But with her inability to make decisions, a trait that goes back to her Fairmont days, she's had a vast array of different occupations. Some of these jobs have included professional bridesmaid, professional cuddler, professional line sander, and even a shrimp boat captain. If you can imagine it existing, chances are she's done it, as on average she switches jobs 5 times a year.
Struggling in the ratings, Good Morning America needed an audience boost and looked to none other than Fairmont's own Dagny Strite. The hit morning show Strite Talk centered around controversial topics in America and was famous for when she gave it to you Strite. She was eventually let go after protesters demanded she lose her job for her constant peppy attitude, even towards harsh topics. Distraught, she changed career fields altogether and became what she was born to be, a boot camp drill instructor for the Army.
Fabio, Carrot Top, Troy Polamalu, and even President Trump all have fabulous hair. How do they maintain those beautiful strands? They're all clients of Hollywood's hottest hairdresser, Arjun Vij. His shops, Wigs by Vij, sprinkles a little bit of magic to Arjunize hair from basic to fabulous.
After a long, tumultuous time recovering from the missing companionship of Firas and Arjun, one of our alumni was searching for their purpose in life. After securing peace with North Korea, the United States needed to send bright, motivated citizens to help the country's transition into the world economy. Enter Felix Tang. Felix has served as President Kim Jong-un's right-hand man as the United States ambassador to North Korea. It should come as no surprise that he still wears his school uniform daily. And instead of a salary, he accepted a deal for the payment of his services in the form of sodas and junk food, specifically Takis.
Well, Dr. Rafferty, we have to run. Frost and Jack are starting to argue. Best wishes to you and all of your friends at the Lazy Acres Retirement Home from Devin, Shayana, and the class of 2018.
Okay, at this point, Dr. Rafferty and I are going to present the diplomas to the class of 2018. First up, Sean Patel. Millen Manick. Isabella Hernandez. Riley Sanchez. Zoe Della Longa. Jacob Kenji Eusebio. Caitlin Muller. Dagny Strite. Cal Mai. Joshpreet Singh Gotra. Sherry Ann Roth. Kitisak Mithpasong. Felix Tang. Zara Rosick. Stephanie Siegler. Jack Liu. Jake Wynn. Faraz Amin Qureshi. Nikhil Shah. Devin K. Gandhi. Luke Sines. Ella Monet Davidson. Alexa Lay. Arya Marwaha. Natalie Rodriguez. Aya Mohammed. Shayana Foratan. Jordan Simon. Alex Olson. Max Feynman. And Arjun Vij. So, bear with me for a few minutes, and then we'll get you out of here and to dinner. To the class of 2018. Last night, my girlfriend and I were watching a movie, and there was a scene in the movie where the characters went surfing. I harmlessly commented, "I wish I could surf," to which she simply responded, "Me too," and we went back to watching the movie. I know this is not the first time I have wished I could do something, and I'm sure that all of you have probably made similar remarks. However, something about this particular comment has lingered with me. Throughout the course of the night and up until now, I wonder why I do not surf. Why do I, and why do we wish for certain things? Why are we content to make statements like that and then continue to just sit on the couch? Well, the answer is actually quite simple. It's easier for us to simply wish for something than to go out and do it. Graduates, I hope that you are not sitting on this stage now wishing there was something that you would have done differently with your time at Anaheim Hills. But the reality is that right now, you are probably wishing you had done something differently, like joined robotics or speech and debate, or wishing that you had studied a little bit more for Miss Rapp's literature final, or wishing that you were able to spend some more time with your classmates. And if something like that is going through your head, it's okay, because you get a chance to make your wishes come true during the next chapter of your life, high school. No matter what high school you are attending in the fall, you will have opportunities. You will have opportunities to play sports, to be part of ASB, to join other clubs, and to go on trips. You will also have the chance to change. If you are a student who wishes you earned better grades, you are in luck. You have the opportunity to change your study habits and to spend the extra time needed to earn the grades you have always wished for. If you are a student who already gets the grades others wish for, that's great. But take the time to think about your wishes. Maybe there is an activity you wish you could join, or a skill you wish you had. To you, I say find time to try it. The worst outcome is that you don't enjoy it and you stop thinking about it. That might not be exactly what you wished for, but at least you did something about it. I also know that not everything you wish for has a simple solution. For example, my wish to surf is not this daunting task. All I would have to do is find someone to teach me how to surf, but I know many of you pretty well by now, and I know that many of your wishes are much larger than mine. To make your wishes come true, you will need to dedicate yourself, to persevere through failures and through achievements. You will need the support of family and friends, and most importantly, you will need to get off the couch and try. In closing, I would like to leave you with a quote from Thomas Edison. The great inventor once said, "Success is 10% inspiration and 90% perspiration." So, as your journey through the halls of Fairmont Anaheim Hills comes to an end, and your next venture begins, I would like you to stop for a moment and wish for something. Then think about why you wish for it. That is your 10% inspiration. The other 90% needed to make your wish come true is up to you. With that, I would like to present to you the class of 2018.